So there's this new game called Dustborn, and here's a brief portion of one of their songs.
We're right behind you.
Yeah, wow, that's enough of that. So anyways, they say the game is about leading a band of misfits and outcasts on a thrilling road trip across a divided states of America, a story-driven action-adventure about hope, love, friendships, robots, and the power of words. They further describe this game as going undercover as a punk rock band. Yeah, the thing is, there's nothing punk about this band at all. I used to be a massive crust punk when I was in high school, and I'm still a bit of a punk, just not as like hardcore into it as I used to be. And I see so much posery stuff nowadays, man. It's just gross. They also talk about going up against authoritarian justice, and that can be fine and cool, except they pick like the lamest group of people possible to do that. Allow me to elaborate on what I mean. For example, apparently one of the main gameplay mechanics is your character getting triggered at things. I think it's like the same sort of thing we saw from Marvel when they made that whole like snowflake and safe space thing. They're like, we're unironically going to use these terms. We're going to reclaim them. And maybe these Dustborn people should go ask Marvel how that went for them. Spoiler alert, it was a disaster.
Fella you're with, the black kid? Dresses like a writer? Does he know anything?
You are racist.
Here's another example of their trigger mechanic. You can see the text saying, but we have a trick up our sleeve, kid. Let's trigger ourselves. Caption on the right saying, we can use trigger to increase our attack power against robots. By the way, going back to their song really quick, as people would point out, some of these lyrics are really odd, to say the least. Oh, and here's the kicker. Apparently this game is in part getting funding from the Norwegian government. Because you know, it's super punk to get directly funded by the government. This funding apparently a thing because of the Norwegian Film Commission or Film Institute, where Dustborn apparently got 150,000 euros worth of funding, equivalent to approximately 1.7 million Norwegian krones. Yeah, the devs are based in Norway, by the way. Forget if I mentioned that. This is not the first time we've seen a DI game or DI company getting some sort of funding from a government entity. It's shocking that some people defend this stuff and don't see it for the grift that it is. By the way, the devs also claim to make their games with a focus on diversity and inclusiveness. But like, if they're gonna do that, why can't they make the characters cool or like they game good? Why are so many of these like diverse and inclusive games or comics or whatever like absolutely terrible with the lamest characters? It happens so much. Like, what are these people really saying when they use that rhetoric and then deliver that sort of end product? Then you see some of these armchair activist types on social media blindly defending this stuff every single time. You'd think they would be some of the people that should be calling it out the most, really. But no. So how's it going for Dustborn? Well, on Steam, as of recording, they currently have 48 positive reviews and 13 negative reviews. And the ratio of positive to negative aside, that's clearly a minuscule amount of interest that this game is generating. Well, aside from people laughing at it, I suppose. But okay, how about the player count? Once again, as of recording, at this very moment, 44 players in-game, and an all-time peak player count of 83. This is really random, but I forgot to include this earlier, my bad. So when they finish one of their sets, like finishing that song, then this officer guy comes up, presumably supposed to be one of the bad guys or whatever, and he talks about how like, people here don't like politics and their entertainment, as if it's supposed to be some sort of like meta commentary and framed in a negative light. Go figure. So yeah, that's Dustborn. Let me know what you guys think about Dustborn in the comments, and thanks for tuning in. As always, appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed this brief coverage, and if you did, consider liking and or subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.